May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. This is the second part of the weekly Forex forecast. In this video, we'll be going over the USD CAD, the USD Swiss franc, and the USD Japanese yen. All right. In the previous video, if I can get to it, In the previous video, we put out the USD. We broke down the US dollar index and the Euro USD, the Pound USD, the Aussie dollar USD, and the New Zealand dollar USD. Okay. So make sure you go back and watch this one because I just put it out a couple of minutes ago and you'll want to see the breakdown of the US dollar. Now, briefly with the USD dollar, what I want to show you is it's an uptrend, right? We can see this is the weekly time frame. All right, we can see that it's been making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We are right now in the support area for a higher low to form, a potential higher low to form. And if we go to the daily, I already pointed out in the last video, without going into a whole lot of detail, just go and check that video out. You can see that we kind of based out here with lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We took that low and we are making higher highs, higher lows on this pullback. All right. And there's no reason to look at this and think bearish. All right. Yes. Overall, the market was moving bearish, but it looks like we are turning around and heading towards these highs here. These highs here would indicate that the pullback, this pull down, is over and the new bullish leg may potentially be beginning. You understand? So, and the market has been pretty strong as of late. So, bear that in mind when you're looking at the US dollar CAD. All right, we're going to it right now. I don't know what's going on with this delay. All right, the US dollar CAD. All right, the CAD is weak against the US dollar, weaker against the US dollar. And you can see that we are on a support line here as well, a support line that seems to be holding higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, highest high, all right, the swing high, and then we started to come back down here, but we are still keeping these lows protected. And look at this, we have a market structure shift right there. That is something that cannot be denied, all right? Now, that market structure shift right here is a little low. I don't know what happened there. Oh, what we had it right here where the opens and closes are. All right, this is a market structure shift to the upside. All right, this is a bullish indication. Now you see these little notes here. I have the market is showing that it is respecting bullish fair value gaps. Price created that bullish fair value gap, came back down to it, respected it, and used it for higher prices that like we would expect it to do, right? It made a break here. It broke structure here, broke that high, pulled back. There's another bullish fair value gap here that the market came down into and used it to go higher. Now, we also see that for bearish PD arrays like this bearish fair value gap, the market closed above it. It has disrespected that bearish fair value gap and may, on the other side, invert it. Right? The market can use this as resistance turned support for higher prices. You also want to make note that we have a bullish fair value gap right here. All right. Now, people like me will ignore the inverted fair value gap and just pay attention to the bullish fair value gap here. But some ICT people love these inverted areas, so we'll see if the market will show respect to it, to either one of them, for higher prices. All right, and I think that's the case because we are trending higher, and respecting bullish PD arrays. So I'm looking for this high to be the next liquidity high that we'll be heading towards as the market heads up towards this weekly fair value gap up here, which I believe that's what the draw is. If we go to the weekly, you'll see it. You'll see it here. These upturned candles before they were taken over by the sell off there, a harder sell off. I think that's exactly where we're heading towards. Got it? So I'm bullish in this market. All right. Until the market starts to heads down and takes out, heads down and takes out this low here. All right. It's when the market starts to bear down and take out this low, that's when I would start to say, okay, we've got to start looking for lower prices. All right. And but the fair value gap, the bullish fair value gap inside of this bearish this inverted fair value gap. If the market starts to close below that, I will stop looking. I will just stop looking for bullish scenarios until the market starts to trade above this inverted fair value gap. That's all. Got it? Cool. All right. Next one will be the US dollar Swiss. The US dollar Swiss. What are we looking at? All right. Kind of a similar situation. Kind of. All right. What we have is you see this market was heading down, making lower lows, breaking structure to the downside, making lower highs, then lower lows. And then what happened? We started to protect that lower low. All right. And we started to break higher highs. All right. We started to move and make higher highs. We have this move down. It did not take that low. It came very close to taking that low as a sell side liquidity target, but it did not. Protected this low, and you see this V-shaped kind of recovery here. Now, what do I want you to see? I got you here saying bullish close on the weekly. If we go to the weekly, you can see the bullish candle for last week. That's the way it closed. It closed above the previous weekly high, and you know what that means. Usually, it means we're going to trade towards that current candle's high. All right, this is last week's candle, and this is the range, and we should be heading towards that high, which would lead me to believe that this high will be the next target of liquidity. Got it? All right. This is the immediate target, the previous weekly high, the Friday's close. And I'm thinking that we're going to be trading up. This is forming a bullish order block. Price comes back down here to this order, to the order block here. Hold on. The CISD. I'm looking at that to be a support for higher prices. All right. If it comes down here, I'm looking for it to hold and push higher. That's it. That's all I got for you. Got it? On the weekly, you can see that it is, you see these bearish fair value gaps that were taken, just disrespected. All right. This one could invert, I'm sorry. And we have the similar situation that we had on the US dollar CAD, insofar as the market is coming back, testing that, and using it as support, and could see it go for higher prices. We've already traded into this block, and right under it, you see it right on the other side of this inverted fair value gap, this inverted bearish fair value gap, is a bullish fair value gap. Price tested it, and we should be heading towards these buy side liquidity targets. That's it. All right. So you know where I'm at. If the market comes down and closes below this fair value gap, I don't think it's coming back up. I think it's going to invert, and we'll be heading towards these relative equal lows down here. All right. But until that happens, I'm bullish all the way. Got it? Cool. All right. We're heading towards that was US dollar Swiss. We're going to US dollar Japanese yen. Now, this has been a harder one to trade because it's kind of chippity chip, chop chop. All right. We have an expansion candle on the weekly that moved up. All right. The US dollar was stronger against the yen. All right. And you see it expanded up. Look how high it closed over the previous weekly high. All right. Which means we're probably going to trade towards that high. All right. I am in a bullish scenario. There's nothing about this that says bearish, that says sell. No, I'm looking towards this high. The immediate high, the immediate target will be the previous weekly high right here. And I'm looking for ultimately at the end of the week, by the end of the week or the beginning of next week, we should be at this high right here. Okay. That's it. All right. That's my scenario. Now, if you see that we are in a weekly fair value gap here. Whenever price is in a weekly or bearish fair value gap, whatever that kind of fair value gap it is, I'm bullish. I'm bearish. I'm looking for price to continue up higher here. Now, it came down to the 50% of this fair value gap. That's a pretty deep penetration, but I'm looking for a two candle reaction. One in and maybe one out, maybe two out. But I'm looking for a push higher from here. If the market takes this low, takes the low of this fair value gap, and we start seeing pushes down like so, I'm looking for price to pull back, and I will be happy to take a short from here for these ascending lows here as a draw on liquidity if this fair value gap fails. But I'm looking for this fair value gap to hold. So we'll see. We'll see. This one I'm going to be extra patient with. I'm not eager to jump into this market. Not this market, no, because it's been kind of crazy with the Bank of Japan and their policies. It's not my favorite pair to trade. All right, but it was bullish last week. All right, and Friday not so much. All right, so this is the 4 hour. We have some fair value gaps here, here. The market is in there. If we measure the impulse, the length of the impulse here, sorry, the impulse here with the Fibonacci retracement to the high from the start of the impulse up to the high, we are in the area of correction between the 50 and 705. This I'm looking for price to find its support there for higher prices. Now, if it starts closing past here, where there's an order block here, all right, once it starts to get past that, my bullish ideas are out the window. All right, and I'm going to hold off on them until the market gives me a bullish breaker structure back up higher. All right, that's it. That's it. Make sure you go back and check out the video I just put out for the US dollar against the Euro USD, the Pound USD, the Aussie dollar USD, and the New Zealand dollar USD. Make sure you go check that out, okay? And leave a like or a boost for this video and leave comments or questions in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. May profits be upon you.